Here's to all the late night drunk phone calls that you picked up. Here's to all the bad decisions that you didn't judge. All the love yous and the hate yous and the secrets that you told me. Here's to everyone but mostly us. There's a couple billion people in the world, and a million other places we could be, but you're here with me. Take a moment just to take it in, 'cause every high and every low led to this. I'm just so glad you exist. Ooh, ooh. Hey, look what a hello from a stranger turned into. Caught up in a moment like it's just us in this room. All the right words at the right time, and you know 'cause you know me better than anyone else. We don't need anyone else. There's a couple billion people in the world, and a million other places we could be, but you're here with me. Take a moment just to take it in, 'cause every high and every low led to this. I'm just so glad you exist. Ooh, 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 ooh. Don't you ever go, don't you ever go, don't you ever go changing. Never let me go, never let me go, never let me go, baby. Don't you ever go, don't you ever go, don't you ever go changing. Never let me go, never ever.
You can turn around.
Okay. Hi, well, you're glamorous.
Thank you.
How sweet.
Can't cry.
Wow.
Can't cry.
Well, that's a very modern kind of dress. I like it, yeah.
Very different than Claire's.
Yeah, absolutely.
Stop. Just don't look at me. Every time.
She's a waterworks.
This looks great.
Oh, yeah,
The
it's worked out
tie?
good, yeah.
You got new shoes.
Yep, new shoes, new suit.
Me too.
The whole deal, yeah.
Yes, very modern. I wanted it plain and simple, but
Yeah,
timeless.
oh, that's very good. Yeah, I like it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm totally surprised. I would have thought, more frilly like Claire's.
Yeah. No, I know. Ivy thinks it's poofy and strapless like Claire's.
Oh, does it? Yeah.
So we'll see what you think.
Well, that'll be fun, yeah. Well, cool.
Very. Can you believe it's finally here?
No.
All right, you can go ahead. All right, here I come. Turn to your right.
Wow.
Not what you expected.
No, it's beautiful.
Thank you. My dad was like, that's not what I expected.
No,
He said it was modern.
it's modern but plain. That's our thing. Now get that thing out of the dirt.
Stop.
It's expensive.
Yeah, you paid the bill. You like it?
Yeah,
Thank you. It has straps. You thought it was going to be strapless.
I thought it would be. I think it's perfect.
Thank you. Did you get, you have a scratch
No,
from the gun, from the gun or something?
you got something under your nose. Stop shrugging your nose. So makeup's messing up. Your hair's cool.
You like it? I
Yeah,
didn't want to have to touch it.
it's like a knot, but like a
Fancy.
on purpose knot.
Look at how great she did with the flowers.
Yeah, that's cool.
Do you like yours?
Sure.
Ranunculus?
Yeah, it's nice.
You excited?
Yeah,
It's finally here.
here we are.
All right.
There's a couple billion people in the world, and a million other places we could be, but you're here with me. Take a moment just to take it in, 'cause every high and every low led to this. I'm just so glad you exist. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh, I'm just so glad dangerous plan. Just this time, a stranger's hand clutched in mine. I'll take this chance, so call me blind. I've been waiting all my life. Please don't scar this young heart. Just take my hand. I was made for loving you, even though we may be hopeless, hearts just passing through. Every bone screaming, I don't know what we should do. All I know is, darling, I was made for loving you. Hold me close through the night. Don't let me go. I'll be alright. Touch my soul and hold it tight. I've been waiting all my life. I won't scar your young heart. Just take my hand. 'Cause I was made for loving you, even though we may be hopeless, hearts just passing through. Every bone screaming, I don't know what we should do. All I know is, darling, I was made for loving you. Please don't go. I've been waiting so long. Oh, you don't even know me at all, but I was made for loving you. I was made for loving you, even though we may be hopeless, hearts just passing through. Every bone screaming, I don't know what we should do. All I know is, darling, I was made for loving you.
On behalf of Lydia and Ivy and their families, I want to welcome you to the big day. This day has been in the works for many years. As we celebrate today, take this opportunity to escape from the pandemic and reflect on and celebrate the important relationships in our own lives. Now, Ivy, I apologize. This ceremony is a lot more about Lydia, and you may as well get used to it. Now, marriage by itself is a blessing, but doubly blessed is the couple who enters marriage with the approval and love of their family and friends. Who has the honor of presenting this woman for marriage?
Her mother and I do.
Thank you. You can all be seated. Please turn your attention to Ivy's grandmother for a reading from the Old Testament in the 4th chapter of the book of Ecclesiastes.
You're down a little teary.
I turned my head and saw yet another wisp of smoke on its way to nothingness. A solitary person, completely alone. No children, no spouse, no partner, no family, no friends. Yet working obsessively late into the night, compulsively greedy for more and more, never bothering to ask, why am I working like a dog, never having any fun? And who cares? It's better to have a partner than go it alone. Share the work, share the wealth. And if one falls down, the other helps. But if there's no one to help, none. Two in a bed warm each other. Alone, shivering all night. By yourself, you're unprotected. With a friend,
Dear family and friends, we have gathered here today to witness and celebrate the wedding of Lydia and Ivy. Marriage is the promise of hope between two people who love each other sincerely, who honor each other as individuals, and who wish to unite their lives and share the futures together in a union of mutual caring and responsibility. Ivy summed up marriage like this. To me, it means I get to spend the rest of my life with my favorite person. We really round each other out. We are both good at very different things. So together, we make each other a better person. I think she carries more of the better here, but I try to keep up. Lydia summed up marriage like this. I know that whatever happens, that he'll be right by my side for the rest of my life. And I have so much comfort and pure joy in my heart knowing that. Ivy, I have known Lydia a long time, and I think you're right to recognize that she might carry a little more of the better. Lydia comes from a family of confident and capable women. I always considered her mother to be a deep source of knowledge about anything that might be happening in Decatur or the world. Until just a few minutes ago, I thought she might know everything, but I learned she didn't know what Papa Squat meant. As I have been preparing for this day, I realized that most of my Lydia memories are more about her family, about her mother and about her mother's passion for children and the children of others. I know Lydia shares some of these same types of passions. Through all Lydia's years with me in after school, summer camp, and youth group, she was the kid, I never remember being mad or disappointed with Lydia. She was the kid who at any age was ready to take charge of her peers and the situation at hand. I think she could run the after-school snack station better in 2nd grade than most of the college students in charge of the after-school program.
Probably.
During her time in the youth group, she was always busy with something. She was always battling to balance her full schedule, but she worked hard to be around the youth group as much as possible. One thing I think that speaks so much to her character is that she was the teenager who often missed the purely fun things, but made it to the less fun things, like yard sale work days, mission trips, and community service days. One time, her dad even joined us on an Alabama trip for tornado cleanup. Just like the after-school snack station, wherever we were, Lydia could assess the situation, take charge, and make the best of it. She could always be trusted to be honest, and during the little yard sale we had every year, she loved to carry a blue pouch, sell furniture, and count the yard sale money. I hope you are prepared for this power-packed and passion-filled life with Lydia. Today is also a celebration of love and choice. The ability to give and receive love is one of the wonders of creation. Some people find love easily. Some people find it many times, and some people never find love. It is estimated that nearly 60% of the marriages in the world are still arranged marriages, and not marriages based on love and choice. Marriage has historically been more transactional than driven by love and choice. Ivy and Lydia, you have been blessed Or maybe you're just lucky to live in a country where you're free to find love and you are free to choose the person you marry. Finding love and having the freedom to marry the person of your choosing is a gift. This fairy tale wedding is also a gift. It's a reflection of privilege, white privilege, Western privilege, American privilege. I know that you will do your best to make the most of this privilege, and I know this life is what you wish for everybody. There will be tough days, but I hope you will never lose sight of the feelings of love and the choice that brought you here each to this point. Please take a moment. Look around at the people gathered here today. Take a deep breath, savor the moment, and commit it to memory. People do not envision their marriages failing on their wedding days, but in our instant gratification-driven American society, close to 50% of marriages end in divorce. Cling to the memory of today and all the experiences, emotions, feelings, and the love that got you to this place. Never forget. We all experience joy and sadness in life, and those are often markers we utilize when we reflect back on our lives. Today, like the first time Lydia noticed the new meat indicator, the first time Lydia noticed IV indicator,
The new meat.
That's what I want. Okay.
the first Facebook message shared, the first attempt to ask her out on a date, the first Braves game, the first climb up Stone Mountain, your first solo picture, your first times of separation in college, and your wedding day will be markers in your lives. This is a day when years of dreaming and planning come together, and it is enriched by the presence of your family and friends. As you each know, marriage will not always be filled with joy. Like any relationship or partnership, marriage requires hard work. We all know that Lydia and Ivy are both hard workers who are driven to set and achieve goals. Sometimes hardworking people get exhausted and they struggle to find time to invest in their marriages. The passage that was read earlier is one of my favorite Bible passages. The Bible is really not filled with passages that reflect our ideas of American marriage. But the passage that was read was somewhat dark. It was a passage about life without friendship or partnership. It speaks of the dark side of life we can all experience in the midst of the daily grind. Marriage is a friendship and a partnership like no other. It is a connection that helps give us meaning in life and helps us through the dark times. You will grow more and more dependent on one another's support in the coming years. That may seem impossible right now, but it is very important to take note of what is happening in one another's lives. And don't let the support only run one way. Yes, you will mess up. You will need to discuss what is happening. Whether one of you is off sides or one of you is in the crease, you will need to forgive one another. And when you seem to hit an impasse, do something you like to do together. Grill a steak, walk your puppy. And when all else fails, Lydia, remember your words. All of Ivy's positive and charming qualities make the negative ones completely disappear. I'm only reminding Lydia because for some reason I think she might be the one with more spice and more passion for how things need to be done. Now, Ivy, don't take advantage of your charming qualities and your ability to tan nicely. Remember how much the Instagram post meant when Lydia was in Costa Rica? Never stop surprising each other with signs of love and affirmation. The two of you really like a lot of the same things, but there are also differences. There are differences in the way your families do things. You are merging multiple family units together. You are merging all of your family's experiences with marriage into your marriage. It is important to remember that for the two of you, your marriage must come first. You are creating a new partnership, a new family unit with new traditions. And that might mean abandoning some of your family traditions and creating some of your own. You are both very comfortable with one another's families. But the right thing may not always be sharing every holiday with your extended families. It might mean claiming a holiday just for the two of you. Let's take a moment for a prayer. Dear God, today we come to you on behalf of Lydia and Ivy. We thank you for the love and the happiness they have found in one another. We thank you for the ability to feel and give and receive love. We thank you for the families and communities that nurtured these two throughout their lives. We ask that you bless them with health and happiness and an unlimited supply of contentment. Amen.
Amen.
It's now time for the vows. Lydia and Ivy, The vows you are about to take are not to be taken without careful thought, for in them you are committing yourselves exclusively to one to another for as long as you both shall live. Ivy, please look Lydia in the eyes and repeat these vows.
What's up?
I, Ivy, take you, Lydia, to be my wife,
I, Ivy, take you, Lydia, to be my wife,
my constant friend,
my constant friend,
my faithful partner,
my faithful partner,
my love from this day forward.
my love from this day forward.
In the presence of God,
In the presence of God,
our family and friends,
our family and friends,
I offer you my solemn vow
I offer you my solemn vow
to be your faithful partner
to be your faithful partner
in sickness and in health,
in sickness and in health,
in good times and in bad,
in good times and in bad,
in joy as well as in sorrow.
in joy as well as in sorrow.
I promise to love you unconditionally,
I promise to love you unconditionally,
to honor and respect you,
to honor and respect you,
to laugh with you,
to laugh with you,
cry with you,
cry with you,
and to cherish you
to cherish you
for as long as we both shall live.
for as long as we both shall live.
Lydia, please look Ivy in the eyes and repeat these
I'm gonna
vows.
try to do this. Okay.
You got it.
I, Lydia, take you, Ivy, to be my husband,
I, Lydia, take you, Ivy, to be my husband,
my constant friend,
my constant friend,
my faithful partner,
my faithful partner,
my love from this day forward.
my love from this day forward.
In the presence of God,
In the presence of God,
our family and friends,
our family and friends,
I offer you my solemn vow
I offer you my solemn vow
to be your faithful partner
to be your faithful partner
in sickness and in health,
in sickness and in health,
in good times and in bad,
in good times and in bad,
in joy as well as in sorrow.
in joy as well as in sorrow.
I promise to love you unconditionally,
I promise to love you unconditionally,
to honor and respect you,
to honor and respect you,
to laugh with you,
to laugh with you,
cry with you,
to cry with you,
and to cherish you
and to cherish you
for as long as we both shall live.
for as long as we both shall live.
Ivy and Lydia have chosen to exchange rings as part of what is called the double ring ceremony. The exchange of rings was initially part of the contract between families, sort of like earnest money in the purchase of a house. A symbol of financial security, a promise that you could take care of Lydia. Americanized versions of weddings blend together many older traditions and cultures. We have made the ring a beautiful and expensive symbol of never-ending love. We all know that there's nothing magical about a ring or a diamond. I stopped at the Rome Walmart yesterday on my way back to the hotel from the rehearsal. There was a young man with a friend who was picking out an engagement ring, and they were so happy and excited about getting that ring. The rings that you have here today, I trust, are not from Walmart, but they are really no different. They are just merely symbols. As the years go by, your rings might get damaged, lost, and I believe they might even shrink and not fit anymore. But they will remain as constant reminders of the vows you took on this day. Ivy summed up his decision to wear a wedding ring like this. For the longest time, I told Lydia I would never wear a ring. This was obviously very important to her, and we talked about it many times. One day I realized that it is an honor to wear a ring because it says, I have committed myself to this person. It should be shown off instead of something to be hidden or not worn. Ivy, please place this ring on Lydia's finger and repeat after me. I love you, Lydia.
I love you, Lydia.
I place this ring on your finger
I place this ring on your finger
as a symbol of my love
as a symbol of my love,
and as a reminder
as a reminder
of our unending commitment to one another.
of our unending commitment to one another,
And hereto pledge my faithfulness.
and hereto pledge my faithfulness.
All right, Lydia, please place this ring on Ivy's finger and repeat after me. I love you, Ivy.
I love you, Ivy.
I place this ring on your finger
I place this ring on your finger
as a symbol of my love
as a symbol of my love
and as a reminder
and as a reminder
of our unending commitment to
of
one
our
another.
unending commitment to one another.
And hereto pledge my faithfulness.
And hereto pledge my faithfulness.
Lydia and Ivy, you have expressed your love to one another through the commitment and promises you have made today. It is with these in mind and with the power vested in me by the state of Georgia that I pronounce you husband and wife. You have kissed many times, I am sure. But today, the feeling is new. No longer simply partners and best friends. You have become husband and wife. And now you can seal the agreement with the kiss. Today, your kiss is a promise. Ivy, you may kiss the bride. Family and friends, it is with great honor that I present to you Mr. and Mrs. Dennard.
Yeah, I met your demons, but they do not scare me. I know they'll be angels once they learn to fly. I've seen all your seasons, your cold Februaries. I know you'll be blooming in a matter of time. What I'm saying is I get you, nothing we can't get through. If I see you going down that road, then I won't let you. I catch you, no matter how far you fall. 'Cause the best of me loves the best of you, and all the rest I can see right through. You trust in me and I'll trust you too, 'cause the best of me loves the best of you. Dark side, you dance with my shadow, and you never run from a fight. Now I'll be your ally through all the battles, and I know it'll be alright. What I'm saying is you know me, wrestle with the old me, save me at my lowest, all you had to do was hold me, console me. No matter how far I fall, 'cause the best of me loves the best of you, and all the rest I can see right through. You trust in me and I'll trust you too, 'cause the best of me loves the best of you.
Addison Dennard, escorted by Daniel Sims. Jamie Lyons, escorted by Ken Wilcox. Kira Winston, escorted by Malachi Mitchell. Erica McDuffie, escorted by Drew McDuffie. Haley Grimes, escorted by Lassiter Williams. Matron of Honor Claire Chapins, escorted by Best Man Trey Dennard. The Flower Girls, Maddie and Audrey, Marina Caleb Chapins. Would you please welcome Mr. and Mrs. Dennard?
Homegirls, feels like the way she left it on. And if she leaves me there please pass it on, carry me down. All you need to know is I want more, more, looking for more. I want more, I want more. So right, go back tonight, wait till it's right. Thank you for your hand tonight. Watch as the waves fall back into place. Don't you leave me there wanting more, like before. More, I want more, I want more.
Let's hear it for the happy couple.
When the rain came down in the hollow, playing a new game, laughing and a running, hey, hey, skipping and a jumping in the misty morning fog with all our hearts are thumping and you. Whatever happened Tuesday and so slow, going down the old man with a transistor radio, standing in the sunlight laughing, hiding behind a rainbow wall, slipping and sliding all along the waterfall with you, a brown-eyed girl.
That's the greatest dance I've ever seen right there. All right, let's do the mother and groom dance now.
When there's no rain, there'll be days like this. When there's no one complaining, there'll be days like this. Everything falls into place like the flick of the switch. Well, my mama told me there'll be days like this. When you don't need to worry, there'll be days like this. When no one's in a hurry, there'll be days like this. When you don't get betrayed by that old Judas kerosene. Oh, my mama told me there'll be days like this. When you don't need an answer, there'll be days like this. When you don't need a chance, there'll be days like this. When all the parts of the puzzle start to look like they're broken, well, I must remember there'll be days like this.
I think we got some dancers all over this floor tonight. Good job.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, so as the father of the bride, I have the honor of making the first comments and the first toast. So what I'd like you to do first is, if you don't have a glass with something in it, water, Coke, something a little, stronger, why don't you take the time in the beginning of my comments to go ahead and get that, so we all have something to toast with at the end. So.
Get a drink!
Get a drink. Yep. So anyway, first of all, on behalf of Lydia and Ivy, Diane and I, the Dennards, we want to thank everybody for coming. Closer to the mic. Okay. I want to thank everybody for coming because, it's been a very unusual time in the last 14 months. When Lydia and Ivy picked this date, they obviously picked an outdoor venue with the idea that maybe COVID would be an issue. And the good news is that most of us here have been vaccinated, and that's a great thing that we have that. But anyway, they also limited the number of people who'd come to about 100. So the people who are here. We're selected from a much larger pool, and we appreciate you being here. I know a lot of you traveled a long way to get here, devoted 2 or 3 days to the wedding celebration. What? I think it's fine. Yeah. Okay. So, I know it's. On one hand, it's a great opportunity to celebrate the ability to get together with families and friends in a happy celebration, and it might mark the end of a pretty terrible time in the history of our country. But anyway, you all probably know that Lydia is our third child. Claire and Daniel were born before her, and one of the things that we talked about, truth be told, that I talked about was both Claire and Daniel were blue-eyed blondes like their mom. But my side of the family is kind of dark-skinned and brown-eyed. So I told Diane that we had to keep having children. Excuse me.
Take a minute.
I am. I told them we had to keep having children until we got one that looked like me, and that was Lydia, who came in. So Lydia was a very precocious child. She found interesting and new ways to get in trouble. At the age of about 2 or 2.5, she decided to try her hand in interior decorating, and she was at our friend's home, J. Tom and Carol Morgan, and she tore the wallpaper off the wall in their dining room, and J. Tom and Carol were very understanding about it, and after that we named them her unofficial godparents because they took it all in stride. But that was just one of the many things that came along that Lydia had done or would do to kind of put us on the spot. So the other thing we've always said about Lydia is that if she was the firstborn child, she'd be an only child because we would have stopped after that. So. Yeah. So thankfully, Claire and Daniel were first, or they wouldn't be here today.
I knew that.
You knew that, yeah. So Lydia had this affinity for babies. As soon as she was a toddler, she would gravitate towards babies and spend time with them and hold them, and wanted to spend as much time with them as she could. And so by the time she was age 10, she was babysitting for neighbors and friends around the neighborhood, and earning extra cash as a 10-year-old. And she was so motivated by that. She went to, I think it was YMCA had a class on how to become a certified babysitter. And so she went to that, and she learned CPR at an incredibly young age, and spent a lot of time babysitting for neighbors and friends. In high school, she continued that and took an early childhood education class, and one of the perks of that, or one of the responsibilities of that, was to work in the daycare center there at the high school, which she did, and she did that. In addition to just her classwork, she would work there and earn extra money that way too. Lydia's always been money motivated, and she always had not one, not two, but 3 or 4 side hustles going on.
Stop that.
No, we haven't. No, we still go.
Okay, well, issue for another time. But anyway, like, she would work 2 or 3, regular jobs, like work at a bakery or work at a boutique or something like that, and she'd be doing all the time, additional babysitting jobs on the side. And at some point, she became a nanny for Audrey and Madeline, the 2 flower girls that we had here today. So they still have a very close relationship, obviously. But anyway, the point of that all is, Lydia was always able to identify what was important to her and find a way to achieve it. That was the case both in sports and in her vocation. Eventually, she went to UGA, studied hard, and got a degree in health science, and she now works for Children's Healthcare of Atlanta as a result. Ivy had similar traits. He's a very hard worker. He's one of the most polite and gentle young men I ever met. When we first met him as a junior in high school, he was on the football team, and he also played lacrosse, and Lydia played both lacrosse and volleyball. Those were her 2 main sports. So they were always very involved in school activities, they really worked hard to excel at whatever they did. One of the other interesting things was Kurt Varney, our minister today. He spent a lot of time with Lydia also, and helped her through the somewhat difficult years of junior high and early high school, but he was a major influence in her life, and ours too, really.
Wow, you read a lot, Dad.
I know. And I try to keep from embarrassing you too much.
This thing.
Huh?
I thought we were ringing this thing.
That's what this is, sorry. But anyway, the interesting thing too about Ivy and Lydia, they met in high school as juniors, as I said. They had a fairly immediate affinity for each other, and they ended up. Did you go to the junior prom too?
Yeah.
Okay, junior and senior proms together. So they, developed a bond early on. But anyway, the best thing about it is the way they support each other over time. They've basically been there for each other all the way along, and I remember I would keep Lydia, kind of on track for her coursework to make sure she was going to get a degree, and Lydia helped Ivy immensely with his Spanish lessons. So Lydia could speak Spanish quite well. She went to Costa Rica for a while and did well there. But anyway, the point is that this is where, if you have a glass, it might be time to go ahead and get it. We want to thank you for being here to celebrate this union. We think I think, my wife thinks that this is one that's going to last a lifetime. And so, what I'd like to do is do the toast is wish for Lydia and Ivy that all the joy and the happiness and the love they feel today. That they'll be able to hold it in their hearts and experience for the rest of their lives. So if you raise your glass, let's toast to Lydia and Lydia.
Our best man, Trey, is up next.
Gary, thanks, man. I get to follow that.
Don't cry.
This is an honor and extremely freaking terrifying.
Doing great.
So, I'm going to read my notes, Gary. I'm not quite like you. But I'd like to thank everybody for coming to this celebration, the marriage of Ivy and Lydia. I was told not to get emotional,
No emotion.
but we know that ain't going to happen. I'm Ivy's dad. Let me tell you a couple of things about this boy of mine. He came into this world under the code name Montana because I did not want to know the sex of my baby, and the rest of my entire family did. Raising Ivy, I must say, was a joy. From a baby to a boy to the man of the day right now, he hasn't really changed. He's always been happy-go-lucky, fun-loving, and lots of laughs, and he never met a stranger. First story on that is the poor produce guy at Publix. As a newly vocal child, but always playful, Ivy threw a cantaloupe at him and yelled, "Ball." Ivy's always had great determination, though. When he made up his mind that he wanted something, he would always find a path to it. This determination presented itself first at a very young age when his mother wouldn't give him something that he really wanted. Instead of a tantrum, Ivy clenched his fist and out came his first cuss word. "You speckled rat." He was so mad. We had to hide our laughter from him to prove to him that he was in trouble. As Ivy grew up, his personality and determination grew too. According to his and his sister's mother, Paige, I brainwashed them and made them dogs.
Go dogs!
Ivy was determined to graduate from Georgia, and he took the roundabout way to Athens, but he did it. Go Dogs. I'm proud of you, son. I couldn't be more pleased, and today is another example Today is another example. I have known Linda, Lydia, for a while now. I've watched y'all's relationship go through phases and grow. I'm so happy to have our family grow with the addition of Lydia and her family. Here we go. Here we go. Through a father's eyes, the level of pride and love and excitement and support I feel about this union between these two wonderful people is indescribable. I cannot wait to continue to celebrate this marriage with you and all the new chapters to be written. I think I speak for everyone here when I raise my glass to your success, happiness, and express how much we all love you.
Thank you.
Cheers.
And our matron of honor, Claire.
I didn't pour it. Just saying. Hello, everyone. I am Claire, the matron of honor. And me, we'll go with me, yeah. So if you don't know, although my dad kind of spelled it out for you, I am the older sister, much older sister. So my poor brother Daniel, he's in the middle of these two powerhouse girls, right? But Lydia and I are 9 years apart. So that meant when she was born, I got to help change diapers, make bottles, all that good stuff. But she was always trying to keep up with Dan and I. And one afternoon, Daniel and I decided that we wanted to read books. And Lydia, she was probably only about 3 and she couldn't read yet. So we did what any respectable older siblings would do, and we locked her out of my brother's bedroom and closed the door, and she's out there like, please let me in, please. And after a little while, she kind of like, banged on the door, yelled at us, and she finally gave up. And so we settled into our books, and Lydia went and found a pair of scissors. And she systematically cut off every single one of her blonde baby curls. Except for one. There was one that survived, a little rat tail ringlet that she couldn't quite reach down her back. So my sister, like any good beauty shop experience, you want to go show it off, right? So she goes outside to find my mom, who's working in the garden, and she goes, Mommy, don't I look pretty? Guess who got in trouble for that? Yeah. So even as a toddler, my sister always had a knack for getting the last word in any argument. Remember that. So again, 9 years apart, my sister was in elementary school when I went off to college. I know. And then after I graduated, I moved all over the Southeast. And so my trips home, it was like a birthday, holiday here, a volleyball tournament there. They were like super quick because I had a crazy work schedule, limited vacation. It was always a blur. But I distinctly remember the time I came home and Lydia told me about Ivy. So you see, Ivy was the new kid in school. He had moved to Decatur from Fernandina Beach. And for those of you who don't know, Decatur is very small. And I will tell you, as a girl who went to Decatur High School, we dreamed every summer that some new boy would move to school and we could stop dating the same boys we'd known since kindergarten. Well, Lydia, her dream came true. So Lydia, my family and I, we affectionately refer to her as the mayor of Decatur. She literally knows everyone. And so she very quickly became one of Ivy's first friends. And the first time I met Ivy, a few things stuck out. So first of all, I don't know if you can tell, I'm 5'2". My mom, probably 5, we'll say 5'2".
I wanted you.
Ivy is a very tall person. So that was number one. Number two was that he had that really like floppy haircut, you know, that all the teenage boys of the day had, like in the hopes that they would look like Justin Bieber, yeah. And then the third and probably most important thing that I observed about this new boy in my sister's life was that he was wearing shorts. And it was January. So Lydia would later inform me that growing up in Florida, Ivy didn't own a pair of pants. So Ivy, first of all, I'd like to congratulate you on finding some suitable for today. He's gonna cut him off, oh God. Okay, so obviously I was, you know, living out of state, and so the early years of their relationship I kind of watched from afar, and I saw, you know, the prom pictures and the, you know, heard about some of the teenage drama comes with being, you know, 17. And then I saw them go their separate ways for college and then come back together at UGA. Go Dogs.
Go Dogs!
But as time passed, they grew up and they both matured and they grew as individuals and as a couple. And I saw them sort of cheer for each other and push each other. This is the hard one. And then I also saw them lean on each other for support in difficult times. And I'm not really sure when, but one day it sort of struck me that Lydia, of all people, had found her match. She had a really good roadmap, so let me tell you that. My parents met when they were teenagers, and I don't think they meant to, but they started kind of a Sims family tradition in that they dated for 7 years before they got married. My husband and I dated for 9, and then Lydia, not to be outdone, she and Ivy dated for 10 years before they walked down the aisle today. And a lot has happened in 10 years. So college graduation, first jobs, they bought their first house, they adopted their first cute puppy. We've danced to way too much Katy Perry.
And we're all tonight?
Woo! It's on tap, don't worry. And we have had a lot of margaritas. My sister was the first one to guess when I was pregnant. She was not very good at trying to, you know, wait for me to tell her. And she camped out in my hospital room for 2 full days while I was in labor and politely bossed the nurses around. You know. So my sister was my maid of honor, and I'm obviously honored to return the favor. She was still in college when my husband and I got married, and so she was driving from Athens to Decatur. It's about an hour-and-a-half round trip, and you know, there were like showers and dress fittings and just, you know, lots of wedding planning activities. And so when she gave a speech at my rehearsal, she said, you know, it's kind of a long way, but I wouldn't do it for anyone else. So you remember that thing I said about Lydia getting the last word? Today, we are celebrating Lydia and Ivy's marriage in Rome, Georgia, which is about an hour-and-a-half drive from Atlanta. It's kind of a long way, but I wouldn't do it for anyone else. Congratulations.
I've been looking at your face. It's dangerous, making me so goddamn crazy. But I've been dreaming of the taste. It's chemical, making me so goddamn crazy. I can go slow, 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 slow. 0 to let's go, 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 go. I might be a rebel and break all the rules. I might be a tiger that's gonna get you. I might be a devil, the beautiful bad. I might be the danger that you never had. My love for you is super, super. 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 I've been swimming in a daze, romantic blue, making me so goddamn hazy. And I've been counting up the ways I'm stuck on you, the color in my madness, baby. I can go slow, 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 slow. 0 to let's go, 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 go. I might be a rebel and break all the rules. I might be a tiger that's gonna get you. I might be a devil, the beautiful bad. I might be the danger that you never had. My love for you is super, super. My love for you is super, super. My love for you is super, super. Is super, super. I can go slow, 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 slow. 0 to let's go, 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 go. My love for you is super, super. My love for you is super.